Three. Yeah, I think we can start. We are now live.
All right, thank you. Hi, everyone. You are welcome to another edition of Hotspot International Scholarships Forum biweekly mini webinar series. My name is Sherif Ogunyemi, and I'm the moderator of this session, which focuses on the topic Achieving Academic Dreams, Insights into the Hong Kong Ph.D. Fellowship Scheme and other scholarship opportunities in Hong Kong. We have two speakers with us today, Dr. Temitope Kehinde and scholar Abdul-Mugis Yussif. They are fully prepared to take us through this process, and I believe that we will enjoy their discussion. So while they are giving us this interesting discussion, if you have questions, you can type them in the comment box, and they will be able to answer your questions and do justice to it. I'm so sure of that. So I'll start by introducing our first speaker. Our guest speaker for today is Dr. Temitope Kehinde. He started his educational career with a first-class honors in industrial and production engineering from the University of Ibadan, and also a master's with distinction in the same department. And he holds a Ph.D. in industrial and systems engineering from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. He also won the Hong Kong Ph.D. Fellowship Scheme Award. He is a research fellow at Hong Kong Ph.D. Fellowship Scheme, and he specializes in portfolio optimization using data envelopment analysis and machine learning. His work focuses on enhancing operational efficiency in finance and manufacturing. Dr. Kehinde also consults at Pathway Education Holdings Limited, where he improves educational strategies. So I would like to leave the floor for Dr. Temitope Kehinde to start with us. So like I said, he is going to give us an interesting discussion. So if you have any questions, you can type them in the comment box. And when he's done with the presentation, he is going to answer your questions. So we are going to get started right now. Dr. Kehinde, you have the floor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, the moderator. Good day, everyone. It's actually 12 a.m. here. So I don't know if it's morning at your end or afternoon or evening. So as introduced, my name is Kehinde Temitope. I'm actually a beneficiary of HKPFS scholarship, and also I'm now a graduate. So I defended this year, February. So first, I would like to thank the organizers of this webinar, and I also like to thank my friend, my mentor, in person of Scholar Luga, who is the founder of HISF, Hotspot International Scholarship Forum. So he's the one that mentored most of us, and today we are proud that we are the product of his mentorship. You understand? So I want to thank him because I remember when I joined the group in I think 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And thank God today, the group has produced thousands of scholars who have won a lot of prestigious scholarship all over the world. So thank you so much, Scholar Lugab, and thanks to all members of ISF. So they've really done a lot for humanity. So today, this is not my first time of giving lecture on HKPFS. So I've given a lot of lectures in the past, even on ISF. I've given like 2 or 3 lectures on Hong Kong PhD Fellowship Scheme and other scholarship opportunities in Hong Kong. So with my other colleague, we're supposed to present together, but I don't know, maybe I have to present the first, maybe 9 slides, and he will take it up from there, or probably, I don't know if we can still give it together because it wasn't introduced. So the moderator, I don't know, will you introduce him so I can give it together, or probably I present some of because the slide is for present same slide.
Okay. All right, thank you. If you have the same slides, you can have the presentation together. So I would quickly introduce our second speaker. Our second speaker is scholar Abdul-Mugis Yussif, a first-year PhD candidate at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. He holds a first-class honors in civic engineering from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana, and an MSc in construction and real estate with distinction from Hong Kong Polytechnic University. One thing is so common between these two scholars, you would see that they have always been at a top level in all their academics. So you would expect to get a top-level explanation in whatever they are going to give us. So the dissertation of our scholar Abdul-Mugis won the first runner-up position in the 2024 Hong Kong Institution of Engineers Students Project Competition. And scholar Abdul-Mugis was the Faculty of Construction and Environment Scholar of the Department of Building and Real Estate in the 2022-2023 academic year, and he became a fellow in the Hong Kong Polytechnic University Presidential Fellowship in 2024, which is this year. His research focuses on sustainable transportation, walkability, managing pedestrian infrastructure, computer vision in infrastructure management, and AI application in predictive analysis. So this is a great scholar before us. So I've introduced him. I believe that the presentation can go together now. You're welcome, Scholar Mugi.
Thank you, but I'm not a great scholar. I'm just starting. I hope you have a nice presentation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Scholar Dr. Kehinde, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Theorem, sir. Please, could you kindly share your slide so that I can project it? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've done that. Can you see my slide? Can you see my screen? No, this is the wrong slide.
Yeah.
So this is the wrong slide. Present, okay. Slide. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yeah,
yeah, we can.
Okay, all right. So, achieving academic dreams insight into the Hong Kong Ph.D. fellowship scheme and other scholarship opportunities in Hong Kong. So, I said earlier, my name is Kehinde Temitope. So, I represent together with scholar Mugis Yussif. So, we are from the same school, Hong Kong Polytechnic University, here in Hong Kong. So, first, I would like to start with this quote that if your dream do not scare you, they are not big enough, by Ellen Johnson. So why I said so is because, for example, when you heard about Hong Kong PhD scholarship scheme, is a very, very prestigious scholarship. Is a big scholarship. Is a scholarship that arguably I can say is the most competitive in the world because a lot of people put in, a lot of scholars all over the world, a lot of applicants, people with outstanding results. And that is why it's almost impossible for someone who doesn't have a first class to win the scholarship. And having a first class is like a starting point, not even the end point. So that's why I say, so for you to actually back this scholarship, if you have to have a dream that yes, I want to win this scholarship, even though it's a very, very competitive scholarship. And I tell people, you just have to have the dream. I remember then it was Scholar Timothy that shared the flyer in the group. Scholar Timothy Olawuni, I guess. So when I saw the flyer at HKPFS and he listed the benefit and all that, so I was like, hey, would they pick me? But my spirit told me like, this is possible. See yourself as the best. So you have to have this dream that it is possible for you to win HKPFS scholarship, despite the competitiveness, despite the, but just have the belief and have the dream that, yes, I can win HKPFS scholarship. So talking about the outline of today's webinar, we shall move from introduction, the selection process, post-application, visas, and others. So the question I will first ask everyone is why Hong Kong? So there are many reasons why one needs to ask this question, that why Hong Kong? And the question will be like, oh, Hong Kong, why? So there are many reasons, 1,001 reasons why you should pick Hong Kong, as your destination for postgraduate study. And I don't know, let me say, okay, listen them here. I mentioned like there can consider the government, for example, when you talk about the government system here, it's more of capitalism, not the real, communism like you see maybe many of the Asian countries. So if you are like, oh, I don't want to live in a communist country, I want a kind of capitalist or a kind of balanced, government system, you can actually pick Hong Kong. Understand? And talking about the climate is okay. We experience winter, summer, and fall. Yeah. So the climate is okay, and we hardly reach 40 degrees Celsius, unlike some Asian countries that actually reaches 40 degrees Celsius and the like. And the landscape, Yeah, yes, it has a kind of rugged landscape, but still, the landscape is okay compared to many countries, in Asia. So, talking about the festival and the opportunity to, part-time work and many holidays, a lot of public holidays you enjoy in Hong Kong. So, these are many reasons why you pick Hong Kong. And talking about the lifestyle, there are a lot of Western life here because they were actually colonized by, Western, I mean Hong Kong, and they got their partial independence in 1997. So why I'm saying this is like these are reasons why you pick Hong Kong. You can expect that kind of diversity. There are a lot of whites here. There are a lot of people from other races, countries in the world. So there is diversity, and also unlike Asia or even China, the second language here is English. So you tend to at least blend to some extent and mix with people. Unlike some Asia countries that it is a must for you to learn the language. But here in Hong Kong, the mode of communication in the universities is English. The medium of communication in the universities is English. So you tend to blend and know better. So I will stop here and allow my fellow colleague to also talk more about why you should pick Hong Kong. All right, over to you, Scholar.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dr. Kendi. I don't know if I pronounced your name well. So,
Yeah.
can you bring back the slide? I will just
Okay.
mention something about the climate because this place is very humid too. Even though we don't usually get up to 40, sometimes we should prepare that it might be a bit hot. The summer it's long and it's very humid. Bring back the slide. I can say it.
Oh, I'm already sharing it. Can you
Or
see it
should I
now?
share mine? No.
No.
Yeah. Other participants, can you see? Okay.
No,
We are
no.
still
Can you
sharing the
reshare
link.
it, Prof? No,
Okay,
no,
I'm
Prof. Can
trying
you
to.
reshare it? Can you reshare it?
Okay.
Sha?
Okay. I will do that right away. Yes, done. I don't know if you can see my screen now.
Hmm, I think it's loading.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this year, well, that was in 2023, they introduced another opportunity for PhD students or research students to take up part-time work. Initially, PhD students couldn't take up any part-time work, but now they have introduced opportunity for PhD students to work 20 hours per week. So aside being on your scholarship, you might get other part-time work to increase your financial standards. Moreover, he has already mentioned that um, the culture here is mixed. So we have Oriental and then Western culture mixed together. So it increases the number of holidays. So if you are someone who always wants some days off, I think it's a good opportunity for you. All right. Can you move to the next slide? Okay. Okay. So we continue with this. We had already mentioned the cultural diversity and the global exposure. The schools are highly ranked, most of them in the first 100, according to QS and THE. So it's a great opportunity because we know some countries even give opportunity for people who graduate from top ranked university. And research facilities here, equipment, and the professors are also like world class. People mixed background and then mixed training. So you can. I'm hearing myself back. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm hearing myself back. So these are the 8 universities that are um, supported by the government. The eight well-known universities. You can just search these universities to see their standards, the work they are doing, and the professors they have. All of them, most of them, like the first six are in the top 100, and the remaining two, I think, in the top 200 or 300. You can just search them to see how they are ranked, because the ranking is very important when you are applying for this scholarship. You also have to identify, we'll talk about that later. You have to identify your university ranking and then put it when you are applying. Luckily, even though uh, we are in this region, everything is taught in English, and you have to even present English proficiency before you are given admission. Okay. The theorem, can you continue from the last three?
Okay. You stop at the English third program, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so taking it up from there, when you talk about the translation system, I think the translation system in Hong Kong is among the top 5 in the whole world. So, and you can, and not just that the transportation is effective or efficient, the transportation is also very cheap. For example, you can travel from the north to south of Hong Kong with a price that is less than the cost of a what's it called, of a coffee or of a Nescafe. So the transportation is somehow very cheap relatively, and also, like I said earlier, the transportation system is very efficient and effective, very, very fast. I hardly take any other means apart from a train. So talking about the tourism too, you enjoy a lot of tourist centers in Hong Kong. A lot. Buddha is there. There are lots. So just let me just say you enjoy a lot of tourist center in Hong Kong. So when you come, if you are somebody who values tourism, you really enjoy yourself. And when I talk about the economic strength, well, the figures doesn't lie. So the statistics are there. For example, I think Hong Kong is the fourth biggest, largest financial center in the world. And when you talk about how wealthy a country is, you use what's it called? Foreign reserve and many other measures. And when you talk about foreign reserve, I can tell you that you won't be like the foreign reserve of Hong Kong is bigger than many of even oil producing nation foreign reserve. Even until 2021, the foreign reserve of Hong Kong is even bigger than that of Saudi Arabia. So to let you know how economic buoyant the country is. So then when you talk support for exchange studies, here in Hong Kong, they actually encourage students to go for exchange, especially at top universities in the world. So, and when you go for such exchange, you get like double pay. You get the pay for your scholarship, which is the normal pay, and at the same time, you get pay for also going for exchange. So definitely, you tend to even make more money for going for exchange program. And apart from the money, too, they're also supporting other means, maybe the transport fare and other means. They will surely support you. So Hong Kong is there to give you everything, and they expect something in return, and that is your research ability, like research output. Let me say output. So I wanted to also note that. So from there, we move to available scholarships. So I will allow my colleagues to discuss this. Then maybe I take it up from there.
Okay, thank you. So this is one of the most important parts of our discussion. Uh, what brought us here maybe would have been the fellowship, but I would like to emphasize that there are other scholarships you can be awarded for aside from the fellowship. So I'll just list them, explain some of the requirements and the detailed requirements, but also we've just written everything for you to see. So for the fellowship, you have academic excellence, and you need to present strong research abilities. This can be proven by you presenting the research work that you've done, the output, especially if you have any uh, articles, research articles in high impact journals like Q1 or Q2. So it's another thing that you need to take note of. Make sure whenever you are writing your research article, where you're going to publish it is known. You can always search for these journals using Web of Science or Scopus to know the impact of this journal. When you write this paper, you either be first, second, or corresponding author. So during your applications, if you are the first or second or corresponding author, there is a point mark given to you. For first, for instance, you are given something like 5 points, second 2.5. So you can see the difference. And when they rank the students, they rank them based on the cumulative points that you get. So it's very important. Now you just look at the financial support for each scholarship, right? For the fellowship, you have almost 3,600 USD. The thing is, always it increases. Dr. Theorem can say when he started, it was lower than this. And each year they keep on increasing it. You just get more people. And you have conference support. You have just free cash awards. Each year they just dash you free cash award. So just take it for without anything. Now, for the detailed requirements, you need to be a first class student. I think it's just a general requirement, first class, and your GPA should almost be like perfect, very high GPA. You also have to present your class ranking, whether you were first in class, second, uh, the maximum top 5%. You shouldn't go below top 5%. And you have to prove it with a letter or something. So your department should give you a letter showing that you were first, second, or you were in this percentage. And you should get, now they have changed it. Some time ago, it was like the ranking of your university in the world. Now they've changed it to national. So you have to get the ranking of your university in your country. Whenever you just go to the ranking page, you can filter it based on country. So filter it per your country to get the ranking of your school. So when you have first tier, it's like top 3%. Second tier is top 5%. First tier give you more points than second tier. So all of them, that's how they are. And the rankings they consider either QS, TAT, and ARW. These are the three major ones. But if you can't find your university in these three rankings, you can add Unirank and CWR. You can search for them. And you have to also provide evidence of you having leadership skills. It could be you presenting a certificate that shows that you were in this kind of leadership skills, or any awards that you have, you can present all of them. They are very important as they give you points. Then the second one, all schools that give HKPFS also give presidential fellowship, which is because the number they nominate a number of students, but the quota is always limited. So if you are a strong candidate, they will automatically give you the presidential fellowship before even nominating you for the HKPFS, because the presidential fellowship should come first. And you can also measure the financial support. It's just like some small differences. But when it comes to conference and research activities allowance, for the presidential fellowship, they only give you once, unlike the HKPFS, which gives you for every year. And the requirements are the same. Then we have research excellence uh, scholarship. It's also automatically considered, but the financial support is also small compared to that of the presidential fellowship. So probably maybe your department nominates three people. They can consider the person who was ranked first for the presidential fellowship, and the other two for research excellence scholarship. But all these three scholarships, you don't have to pay fees, and you get your stipends. There is no tax on it. But there are other scholarships that are based on projects. For those ones, you have to pay your school fees. Those are just the difference. They call them 3+1 something. The project might support you for 1 year, and the school will support you for the remaining years. I hope.
Okay. Talking about the global appeal. The Hong Kong PhD scholarship scheme is targeted at drawing the world's top student to pursue PhD program at Hong Kong University. So what this statement simply implies that if you are successful in this application, that means you're among the top students in the world. So that is why you need to put everything you have, everything, just like Scholar Mugis mentioned. If you are quoting any award, let it be evidence-based. So show evidence for it. You understand? If you had maybe you got a plaque or anything in the past, you can simply snap it and add it to your other document or additional document to show as evidence. So your NYSC, many things that you've won in the past, make sure that they are evidence-based. Don't just talk that, okay, I have this. If you're also maybe a data scientist, make sure it is evidence-based so that you don't just say, I'm a data scientist, I'm a data engineer. If you got your data engineer from anywhere, get the certificate for it to back it up. That is when it attracts point. If you don't give evidence to back it up, then it doesn't attract any point. So talking about the precision and recognition, like I said earlier, it's one of the most actually one of the most competitive scholarship in the world. So because of the prestigious, how prestigious it is, and because of the international recognition it has, because later in the future, you know how prestigious it is when you want to do all these maybe EB2 and the likes visa and the HKPFS award on your certificate, then you know the value of what you have. So it's a very, very prestigious one. And talking about the selection and how competitive it is, annually awards is now, I think I did update this slide, it's now 400 fellowships in a year. During my time, it was 250. A year after mine, it was increased to 300, then later 350, and this year it's now 400. So, 400 offers to be given out. So that means you people are even lucky, because 400 is not a small number for you to just get a single slot. So selection process, I will discuss this and allow my friend to take it up from there. So the selection process starts from the supervisor, from supervisor to department research committee, then to the faculty research committee, research office, then research grant council. So what does it mean? It means like the first thing in the application process is to get a supervisor. And how do you get a supervisor? Just simply draft a short email, attach your CV, then send it to prospective supervisor. But before sending it to prospective supervisor, make sure you read the supervisor profile to know if your research area aligns. So when you go through the website, for Hong Kong, it's very easy. Just go to any of the university website. If you don't know the university website, just put it on Google. For example, my own school, Hong Kong Polytechnic University. So when you check that, you can check the faculty page. From there, you see the departments you want. Then you can check for the faculty members in that department. So you see their name. By the time you click on their name, you see their other details like their phone number, their email, and any other details. So also, when you click on each of the professor profile, or when you say professor, it might be assistant professor or associate professor. It's not a must, it's a full professor, but it's better you go for a full professor. So now when you check the profile, you see some of the research he has done. Even with just his name, you can put it on Google Scholar and check some of his papers in the past. See if any one of his papers or any one of his work actually align with yours. So if it aligns, then go ahead, send it. I don't write stories. This is not US. That's most of the researchers here, they don't know much, like they can't speak much and they can't write much. So don't bombard them with big grammars and the likes. Just normal drafting, about 3 paragraphs is okay. Then send it, attach your CV and probably your certificate. So, and be optimistic that you get a response. Most times they respond to email, but not every time. So if a supervisor should give you a strong response that, okay, I have read your profile and I see that we can work together, or okay, we are good to go, or I'm happy to be your supervisor. I believe you all know how a positive response look like. So if you get that, then be rest assured that you are 50% in Hong Kong, 50%, because that is the most important stage of the whole application. So from there, then you need to, if you give you the response, they can go ahead, submit your initial application. From submit your initial application, you go to the school of choice, you also submit your application there. And when you submit your application at the school of choice, you put the name of the supervisor as your proposed supervisor. So during the application process, you have to submit essays, about 7 essays, if it doesn't change. So when you submit those essays, when you write those essays, make sure they are well articulated, and make sure that somebody will review for you. It's very important. especially somebody who is a beneficiary of that scholarship, somebody who is here in Hong Kong, if possible. So far your essays are okay, your research proposal is okay, submit it and leave it in God's hands. So from that stage, after the application has closed, your application will move to department research committee level. They will debate on the best application to choose. If you are lucky that your application was, if you are lucky that your application is considered, then it will move from department stage to faculty stage. And from faculty stage, if you are still lucky that your application is considered, it will move to the, I think, research office, but I get this research office name has been changed now. But let's just see it as research office or something you can call graduate school, I guess. But they no longer call it research office, but during my time it was called research office. So, and from that stage, it will now move to RGC. RGC is the final, that's the government committee in charge of this scholarship. But once you get to research office, you are already 95% sure that you are going to get HKPFS. It's very, very competitive and very, very hard to get, but it's very, someone like me can get it. Someone like my mentor, who's also a fellow colleague in UI, got it. So a lot of friends have gotten this in the past, so I believe you can also get it. So let me allow my friend to take over from there. So he will talk about the selection process better. All right.
Okay, thank you. So he has already mentioned about the supervisor, and Dr. Theorem said you need to make it, your code email should be like succinct, because you should also make it tailored based. If you just draft an open letter to the supervisor, they might not look at it even. And the nice thing about most supervisors here is that they actually read the emails and they reply. Some can even reply to say, for now, they are not able to take the students. So the next thing is you write your research proposal. Make sure you update yourself with what the person is doing. You can just check their profile, like Dr. Theorem said, and look at their current research papers. Sometimes they don't update their profile about the research interest, but they might shift in a way. So let's check their current research papers. You can even get in touch with some of their students, because most of them, they put the current students in their lab on their pages. And for the interview, it's normally done at the departmental level. But maybe if the supervisor should have many people, they can decide to do one-on-one interview with you to know you better, and also make sure that you are not a robot. And each supervisor, like Dr. Theorem said, that you should go for a professor. How things are like here, it's a bit, I can't say it's like monopoly, but professors usually are given quota than assistant professor or the lower ranked people. So you should just go for the higher up guys. Maybe the least you should go for its associate professor. So each department for each year will give them quotas. That's important. And I think, yeah, let me continue from the departmental level. So the departmental level or faculty level, we take it at the departmental level. You have to go through an interview. Normally, in the first or second week of December, they will invite you for an interview. Or January, they will invite you for an interview. And they will give you the procedures. They'll tell you what to present. So for that, you shouldn't worry much about it. They'll tell you what you should include in your presentation. And it's like your academic qualification, your class, your ranking. Those are just something that you have already submitted. You just have to bring them as evidences. And what you talk about too is your research. You just give them synopsis, because you have only 5 minutes. And then you have to mention all this. So you have to give them synopsis of your research. And they will measure your communication and interpersonal skills, And the leadership that we have already talked about, they also talk about that. And you also have to tell them why your proposed research will be beneficial to Hong Kong. So all this are important. Then I think I skipped something, which is the research ability and potential. There is when you present to them the number of papers that you publish, whether they are Q1 or Q2, if you were correspondent first or second author. You just present them. Sometimes they might ask you, especially if you have many papers, they might ask you, so what did you do? And you have to tell them the roles that you did. I know some journals will even ask you to put those things, but not all journals. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. I think this is not very different. These are some of the documents you will need to provide. So you have certificates, proof of hours, and you should also convert your GPA. It seems Nigerians usually use 5-point scale, if I'm right. So you need to convert them to what HK is using. Okay, Dr. Tiano, you can continue from here.
All right, thank you so much. So talking about the selection process from the RGC, so these are some, though there may be additional ones, but these are some of the criteria they consider in selecting the best candidates or best applicants. So they consider conditions like academic excellence. And when you talk about academic excellence, that's basically your result, which is first class, like I said. If you don't have a first class, can still give it a try, but it is almost impossible because of how competitive it is. But nothing is impossible in life, because I know someone that had 2-1, but that was about 5 years ago or 6 years ago. He won this HKPFS with 2-1. But presently, I can say it's almost impossible to win this scholarship with 2-1. But with first class, that's even the starting point. So academic excellence is one of the things that we use by RGC in making the final selection. So when you have a first class and a strong CGPA, not just first class border mark, you know, a very strong one with, very strong CGPA first class. Though I have a border mark first class, but let me just say luck or grace was what actually worked for me. So I don't know, but first class with strong CGPA. Then talking about research ability and potentials, this is a big issue for, especially for people, for Nigerian applicants. A lot of Nigerians don't know how to even publish, not talk of having a research experience. So what I can say about this is, like, thank God things are getting better now. There are a lot of WhatsApp groups, at least I belongs to some, and a lot of maybe Twitter and the likes group that actually do collaboration. So you can join those groups, collaborate with them, meet those who are posting in those groups, and learn about how to do research, independent research, so that you can know how to probably convert your thesis to paper. You understand? So so because now they give a lot of credit, or let me say a lot of marks to research ability. So when you have papers, they give a kind of bigger point for such. But if you don't have any paper, that's just zero. So they don't do partial. You understand? And when you want to have paper, don't just have papers. Like Scholar Mugis said, have papers in quality journals and in highly ranked journals. So all this you need to learn on your own, because I know many people don't even know how paper are being ranked. Some people don't even have access to how to check this paper ranking and the likes. But if truly you want this kind of scholarship, you need to work on that and find out how papers are being ranked, which ones are the good journal, which ones are the fake or predatory journals. So that's very important, because they actually grade it and give it a good mark. So talking about communication and interpersonal skills. So this actually, they actually confirm this through the interview they conduct. So during your interview, they will evaluate your speaking skills, your communication skills, and also in your essays, how well articulated your essays are. They will also, grade it. And your interpersonal skills listed in your essays and the like, they will also check it and grade it. So, like, for example, we have leadership skill, management skills, soft skills, and all those things. You need to list them all, back them with certificate, as you have said earlier, and also make sure you're able to tell them, demonstrate what are your achievements, with those skills. For example, probably you have a data science skills or this data analysis and skills. What have you made from that skills? Have you won any competition and the like? So those things really count. So leadership abilities too also count. You understand? So maybe in the class you have been a class rep, you have been a student union, maybe SUG member and the likes, maybe honorable and the likes. So those things really count. So you need to demonstrate your leadership abilities, and they have to use it in grading you by RGC. So university support letter, university will have to write a letter to support your application. Sometimes this letter is being written by your supervisor, so you don't have control over it. But you may be lucky, your supervisor may ask you to write something as a draft, and it's going to probably revise that and submit it on your behalf. So that is if you are lucky. But they always evaluate what's called university support letter. Then talking about cultural diversity, in all your essay, you need to demonstrate that you possess cultural diversity skill, you understand? So that you can actually, maybe work with peers from different races, different religions, and the likes. So, and most will see how you have engaged in cultural diversity in the past. For example, have you left your country like for another maybe international country before? They want to know. And what are the things you actually made? Maybe you've done conferences and the likes. So let's now say for Nigeria, somebody who has not left Nigeria, that doesn't mean you cannot still claim cultural diversity. You can claim cultural diversity. For example, your NYSC is cultural diversity skills. For example, some of us, we are Yorubas, but for our NYSC, maybe we're posted to Hausa land, maybe Kano and the likes. So, when you get, you have to integrate with that culture, you understand? So it's cultural diversity. And also some of us, even though we are in Nigeria or in our respective countries, and you don't have the chance of going abroad, must have probably at one point or the other joined a kind of international webinar, seminar, conference, online. So those online stuff too can also count as cultural diversity, which you can actually frame and use as cultural diversity statement. So that's very, very important. And also, which is the last and very important, is benefit of a proposed research to Hong Kong. If you go and check any of the page, they will tell you some of the most focused areas for the scholarship. Though the scholarship is open to all field, all disciplines, but there are some fields that actually get more slots than the other. You understand? For example, now the kind of slot they give to art and humanities, you can't compare the kind of slot they give to science and tech or to medicine and maybe dentistry or so. So what I'm trying to say is so check the page, check the RGC page, check university page to know which research we prioritize. So if you know your work is in that research, make sure you write something good, because the benefit, the impact of your research also matters. And also in your research proposal, make sure you don't just write research proposal like somebody who doesn't have a focus. Write something that can actually tell someone to say, how possible is this? You understand? Right? Grants have this kind of grants mindset. When you talk about grant, you actually to propose something that is almost impossible to do. That's how people win grant. They will try and propose something that looks almost difficult to do. So it's a proposal. It's not like you are executing it right away. And most of this proposal, you don't do it when you eventually get admitted to university. So just write something in line with what you felt like, this is mind-blowing, this captivating. So that really actually matters. And these are the points that the RGC will use in selecting the final list of successful applicants. So I thank you. So Scholar Mugis. You can take it up from there.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so after the application, you just need to still stay connected with your supervisor, because sometimes they update you and they ask the university to add more documents. So your supervisor will just ask you to do that. And as Dr. Kieran already said, sometimes the supervisor might ask you to write the letter and all those things, which will be easy if you are in connection with them. And you also have to keep in touch with your mentor. It's very important for you to keep on being updated. And yes, the person said you have to first step 3. Like luck counts. that counts. Someone will come with a very big CV than what you can even imagine, but they did not give quota to his uh, supervisor. So there's no way, if they did not give quota to a particular person, there's no way they can give you the HKPFS. And then you should also apply to other scholarships. Though I had already mentioned that you will be considered for other scholarships, but you can also apply for others to just expand your chances. Yeah. I think we don't have much time left, so we can just the remaining ones could be as easy as.
Okay. Streamlining visa application in Hong Kong. So there is nothing more to say here. Just that be rest assured that once you have the admission and the scholarship, your visa is going to be hassle free because first we don't deal with hard copy visa here. So your visa is just to apply, and school will apply on your behalf. Just supply the document needed to the university, and they will apply on your behalf. So, and when your visa is approved, it will be sent to your email, which you can actually print out. Unlike United States or other countries where you have to be submitting application and paying large amount of money as a visa fee, the amount of money to pay for visa fee is just around 400 or no, around 230 HKD.
230, yeah.
Yeah, 230 HKD. So it's a very, very, something that is affordable for, at least should be affordable for many people. And like I said, the visa also doesn't take time. It's within 4 to 6 weeks. So within 4 to 6 weeks, your fate will be decided, which will be most likely positive. So you don't have to fear. And like I said, it's e-visa. So even when I get to the airport, a lot of them will be wondering like, e-visa, no label, nothing. So rest assured that once you get the admission and the scholarship, the visa application is very, very easy and hassle free. So let me move to, okay. I just put this picture as some of my weekly activities in Hong Kong. So every weekend, I either go for hiking or cycling, or I play football. Sometimes I also go to fitness center. So just to show you that it's not all about book in Hong Kong. You also tend to enjoy your life with extracurricular activities. Okay, I will also talk about this opportunity after studying in Hong Kong. One of the opportunities that is we actually value compared to many other countries in Asia and even in the world is that you benefit from a automatic 2-year visa. So this visa is not something you have to panic about. Just apply. Is 100% guaranteed once you get it from here. So you get your 2-year work visa following your study. So another thing is the available opportunity to join world-class firms. So there are a lot of, especially if your work is related to finance, building, construction, and some hotcake. Those are hotcake business here. So there are a lot of world-class firms here where you can join and earn big money, even earn more than what an average, average person of your discipline or of your profession earn in other developed countries, especially UK. I can tell you that you surely earn more than someone in UK if you get opportunity to work here in Hong Kong. So third is the eligibility for permanent residency after a cumulative stay of 7 years in Hong Kong. So these 7 years we are talking about here is inclusive of your study year. So if your study year is 4 years, which is the average year for studying in Hong Kong, so some schools, some universities also they give 3 years for their PhD, but most schools give 4 years. So if your school admitted you on a 4-year study plan, so that 4 years then plus 2-year visa, just 1 more year to make it 7, and with that you get your permanent residency in Hong Kong. So, and if you wish, you can also request for your citizenship, just like you have to renounce your country citizenship to get Hong Kong citizenship. You need to note that. So also we enjoy incentives like productivity bonus in Hong Kong and health palliative. Like every year, except this year, they've always given us this kind of palliative, sometimes $5,000, $3,000 and the like. So, and also the health system too, we pay almost almost free. That means almost free because I know what people pay in US and the likes. But yeah, for the health system, which is top notch, I can tell you that it's almost free because I've been there many times and I know I can say, wow, this is just unbelievable. So next, I think Scholar Mugis will take it off from here. Okay, over to you, Scholar Mugis.
Okay, so I think we've already mentioned this stuff. Other scholarships that you consider There are master scholarship. I was on a master scholarship before, and there are also undergraduate scholarships. And other schools have like scholarship that are specific, like the business school scholarship of HKBU. Sports, yeah, here sports is very important. So if you have sports qualification with certificates and awards, you can easily get good scholarships here, even at the undergraduate level. So you just need to have your certificates and the awards you've won. Yeah. So you have other opportunities to explore other countries, scholarships in other countries. So please just try and then widen your search. These are in Asia. Even though you can go for other countries as well.
Okay, yes. Let me add to this. So other countries to explore for scholarship. Yes, everybody want to go to US, but if US is not working, what I will just say is that try and explore that country. There are some countries that people they don't take serious, but they're actually good countries to study. For example, Korea, you can go to Korea. A lot of people don't know that Korea takes a lot of Nigerians and the application there is not that stressful. So Korea is taking a lot of Nigerians. So just find out, join their research network or their WhatsApp groups and the like. Then you learn how to make your application. So likewise, China, like ANSO scholarship, like CSE scholarship. So you can explore China too, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, UAE, especially this UAE. They also pay as much as Hong Kong. I'm telling you, I have friends there. So there's some scholarship in UAE that people don't know. So you just need to explore this opportunity. Then Taiwan to Qatar and also Thailand. So all these countries are available. Don't just put your mind, don't fix it to Western world alone. So try and explore other countries too, especially Asia here, because a lot of people they put most of their eggs in a single basket. So think of other places that are not Western world. In case Western world is not working for you, try and see other places that can actually take you and without stress. So please take note of that. So I think lastly, I think that's the last slide. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So if truly you believe that you can make it to Hong Kong, give it all your best, and I'll be more than willing to receive you at the airport. So all right, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. This is the end of my presentation.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much, our two speakers, Dr. Temitope Kehinde and scholar Abdul-Mugis Yussif. We have really enjoyed your presentation, and we say thank you so much for giving us your time, your knowledge, and everything to give us this interesting presentation. So we have a number of questions that we would want you to help us address. So I would read out the questions, then we can use an approach of Dr. Temitope will answer the question. Then if our scholar Abdul-Mugis has an addition to it, you can also do that. So the first question is from Rashidat, excuse me. Okay, from Richard Tavarushima, if I'm right. This person says, I'm 95% on the completion of my MSc in horticultural biology centered on post-harvest physiology and management of crops. Is the above research area available in HK Fellowship?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. So the HK fellowship cover all disciplines. So far, there is a course in Hong Kong. There's a school in Hong Kong offering that a related course to that. Then you are good to go. So all disciplines are covered. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So is there any addition from our scholar Abdul-Mugis?
No, what Dr. Kehinde said is right. You just have to go through the school website, search if you have someone who's doing that kind of research. So for Hong Kong, though, I don't know much about their agriculture because our area is very different.
Thank you. So the second question is from Adebisi Rashidat. She says, please, sir, is there any WhatsApp group you can recommend to join in order to gain research experience?
All right. There are a lot of WhatsApp groups. So I don't know. I
gain
belong
research
to
experience?
some, so probably I can share that after the lecture. But yeah, I belong to some, like I said. So
Okay,
maybe I
thank
will
you.
share that with Scholar
Scholar,
Luga after the lecture.
okay. Then I just saw the message of Scholar Abdul-Mugis saying that there are areas in sciences, medicine, engineering and technology, humanities, social sciences, and business studies, just to add to that. So the next, is there any addition to the response of Dr. Temitope?
That's okay.
All right, thank you. So the next question is from Simon Kayode. This person says, I missed the first webinar that was centered on the scholarship application. I want to ask if there is a recording of that webinar.
So I don't know. Okay, the webinar. Okay, I will ask the association president if there is a recording of the webinar. I'm not sure whether there is a recording, but I will ask.
Yeah, sorry if I can quickly say something on that. Yeah, I think for all our lectures and webinar, immediately we are done. I mean, with the lecture, they are all available on our YouTube channel. Also, in fact, I've just requested Dr. Theorem to share us with the lecture slides so we upload them as well on the HISF drive. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think these are the few questions we have on this for this session, and we still have about 2 minutes to go. So I don't know, Scholar Abdul-Mugis, is there any ending impression you want to give to people, like a kind of summary for those who probably are just joining now, just a sentence or two that they can take away from this?
Okay, what I would like to emphasize is getting your supervisor. Getting the supervisor is very important, and stay connected with the supervisor. And during your application, you need to actually provide all documents that you think might help, or whatever small thing that you do for your community. If you have even pictures, you can put them in your presentation. You need to provide all of them. And another thing, ladies are encouraged to apply. If a guy and a lady apply and the lady has like closer results to what the guy has, they will pick the lady because of the diversity. So ladies
Wow.
are highly encouraged to apply. Yeah, it's very, very important. And also, if you don't have masters, don't let that discourage you from applying. For PhD without masters, they might give you 4 or 5 years to complete it. But the HKPFS will support you for 3 years, and the remaining years will be supported by your school. One thing about Hong Kong schools is that once you come in, there are other perks. You can easily get funding, you can join competition. Even when you do exchange, there are possibilities for you to even apply for more money to just support your exchange. So each year they introduce new thing that you can benefit from.
Thank you so
That's what
much,
I would
Scholar
like to share.
Abdul-Mugis. Thank you so much. You've given us an additional information. So, last statement from Dr. Temitope Kehinde. Before we end the session, we have just a minute to go. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Let me just end that. If truly you are willing to apply for HKPFS scholarship and you have all it takes, the qualities and the certifications and all, just make sure you try and also have a mentor that will guide you, because not everything can be said online. Let me be sincere with you, and I will tell you why I say so. For example, in the area of references, it happens a lot that some referees in Nigeria, they will just write 2 lines. I've witnessed it even for this HKPFS. No, the school have to message the guy that your 2 referees wrote 2 lines of recommendation for you. 2 lines. So there are some things that people still need to know, but you can't be saying how they have to handle that kind of reference because it's a very sensitive issue. So try and have a mentor to guide you in your application, and I pray that it end in praises in the end. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have now come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, our scholars. Thank you, the organizer. And I'm also privileged to be here to serve as the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, thank you so much, Scholar Theorem and Scholar Mugis. So may God be with you and ease all your fears. Thank you very much. The presentation was very interesting. And if the moderator, can quickly permit me for just a minute to, also appreciate them. So, in particular, our own very Dr. Theorem. So, we've been on this as far as 2016, right from the UIEPT, and I consider Scholar Theorem has been doing, has been helping me in the communities right from its inception. Thank you very much, sir, and we pray God be with you. And also, Scholar Mugis. So, despite the fact that you are a Ghanaian, not considering the code battle between Nigeria and Ghana on which jollof rice is the sweetest. So you still manage to join us again today. Thank you very much. And our home powerful moderator, thank you very much. So for your time, and I think we can call it a day. Thank you, sirs.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye, everyone.